Thank you. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a resident of Ward 8 and a human geography master's student at the University of Alberta. I have a bachelor's degree in urban regional planning, and over the course of my degree, I've researched and published on winter city and housing first strategies in it. Thank you for choosing to address these very important issues in a public hearing. It is clear that the motion was created with the city's safety and well-being in mind, and thinking of those priorities, I would like to bring a few things to your attention. The 2019 policing budget is over $1/3 billion and makes up an alarming 14.9% of the city's budget. I want to put this number in the context of what it could accomplish with regards to housing and homelessness. The $362 million one-year police budget is almost triple what Edmonton has committed to permanent supportive housing for 4 years. Edmonton's updated plan to end homelessness estimates the need for $38 million a year in capital investment over the next 6 years to end chronic and episodic homelessness. If the city were to reallocate this much per year from the police budget towards the plan to end homelessness, they could meet this capital investment goal without having to wait on other levels of government and still have millions left over to invest in other community initiatives. Further, unlike policing, the plan to end homelessness estimates a cost recovery of $230 million over the next 10 years, including a reduced need for police and justice services. But perhaps the most important point I want to draw to your attention is that homelessness is a time-sensitive life and death matter. Every year, unhoused Edmontonians, 56% of whom are Indigenous, have to navigate winter in the face of tremendous negative health impacts. This issue has been made even more acute by COVID-19. And this is just one example of a more pressing safety concern than a fourth tactical unit for EPS. There are countless others. Every time I have called the 211 crisis diversion team, they are at capacity and unable to come immediately or indeed at all. I want my tax dollars invested in services and programs that support my community now, not funding specialized police equipment for a police force that actively harms community members. Given the number of pressing well-being and safety concerns, I am frankly deeply disappointed in this motion and its dearth of meaningful action. I am unimpressed that in Section 1A you are requesting data you should already have. I am unimpressed that in Section 1C you are requesting research you should already have. I am frustrated that you have crafted a situation where you refuse to take immediate and extensive action because you lack the necessary data and research, even though Black and Indigenous people and people of color have been speaking about police brutality for decades. Even though EPS's racist carding practices were exposed 3 years ago, even though organizations like Black Lives Matter YEG have already provided clear, evidence-based next steps. While you delay, the Edmonton Police Service are actively harming constituents, especially Black and Indigenous residents in this city. Your negligence of this issue means you have chosen to bankroll racism with public money. You can and must do better moving forwards. You have the ability to stop financing a police force that fights and harms your citizens and instead invest in the community supports outlined by BLM YEG. Proceed with this motion and know that the information you are seeking is immediately available. And in September, you will need to back up your learning and reflecting with actual change. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stout. Next